I was drunk when I met him.
Intro. Music. In the name of Jesus, I was drunk when I met him. I was drunk when I married him. And I was drunk when I left him. That just didn't work. People allowed you to suffer in silence. They have allowed you, supported you, encouraged you, and expected you to keep your mouth shut unless it was a benefit to them. I ain't on that committee. Loandria Johnson just confirmed what we thought all along. For years, people have been guessing about what goes on behind the scenes with this powerful gospel singer. Tell me about this. It's a mimosa in the morning, 11 a.m. Yeah, what would be over here with the 3 Long Islands, 3 p.m.? I'm functioning. I'm not falling over, slurring, all that. I'm spoken like a Jew. Alcohol. Fans have noticed her struggles and her moments of success. But what's the real story? Did she reveal more than anyone expected? Let's explore what she shared and what it means for her. A voice that rose above the struggles. Well, I've been singing since I was 2, and I grew up in a Pentecostal church, apostolic background. Loandria Johnson was born on January 23, 1983, in Palatka, Florida. She came from a religious and musical family. Her father, Bishop Gregory Johnson, and her mother, Pastor Sharon Johnson, were both leaders in their church, HQ Ministries, based in Altamonte Springs. Loandria was surrounded by music and faith from a very young age. She started singing in church when she was just 2 years old, finding her voice in a place where faith and family meant everything. My parents, listened to only gospel music. And at the time, it was the Hawkins and the Clark sisters, the Winans. My mother played the Winans while I was on the inside of her. As she grew up, Loandria became more involved in the church, eventually taking on the role of a praise and worship leader. For her, singing was not just something she did, it was part of who she was. Leading worship helped her connect deeply to her beliefs, and her voice became a powerful tool for sharing messages of hope and strength. Her early life was all about learning to use her talent for something greater, which became the foundation for her career later on. I always had the desire to sing. I never knew that's what I really wanted to do until the age of 14. However, Loandria's journey wasn't always easy. Her talent was obvious, but life threw her many challenges. By the time she became an adult, she was a performer and a singer-songwriter trying to balance her passion for music with the tough realities of life. I was 20 years old when I first got married, still a baby. Though she was gifted, she faced many personal struggles. She was already a mother of 3 and had gone through 2 divorces. On top of that, she had serious financial issues. Just before her big break, she lost her home to foreclosure, leaving her with little to no resources. That didn't work out. What did I learn from my first marriage? To be honest, not to do it again. I was young. From darkness to victory. When Loandria heard about auditions for the gospel singing show Sunday Best, she saw it as a chance to turn her life around. But it wasn't easy to get there. She had to rely on her family and friends to support her during this difficult time. With their help, she made it to the audition, though she only had the clothes she was wearing and a pair of flip-flops. Her appearance was simple, even rough. She wore socks with her flip-flops and clothes from the day before, far from the polished look expected at a televised audition. 2 of the judges, Erica and Tina Campbell from the gospel duo Mary Mary, were concerned about her appearance. Erica openly expressed her doubts, thinking she might not be ready for the big stage. Applause. But when Loandria began to sing "This is the Day the Lord Hath Made," she silenced all doubts. Her powerful voice, full of emotion and faith, moved the judges immediately. Her singing wasn't just impressive, it was full of raw honesty and strength. She won the judges over and earned a spot in the competition, not just because of her voice but because of the depth of feeling she brought to each performance. In the 8th episode of Sunday Best, Loandria Johnson shared a powerful and emotional story. She revealed that at one point, she had felt so overwhelmed by her personal struggles that she thought about giving up on life. She described a time when everything seemed too hard, and she didn't know how to move forward. But it was in that darkest moment that she felt God's presence, holding her up and giving her strength. This experience became a turning point for her, helping her decide to perform the song in the midst of it all during the 4th episode of the season. As the competition continued, Luandria's performances touched the hearts of the judges and the audience. Her voice wasn't just beautiful, it was filled with deep emotion. She poured her feelings into each song, making every performance unique and memorable. Luandria had an incredible vocal range, and she could hit high notes with power and grace. But despite her amazing talent, she still faced challenges. She had moments of self-doubt and fear, wondering if she was good enough. The pressure of the competition, along with her personal struggles, made her journey even harder. However, her strong faith and determination helped her push forward. Instead of letting her pain hold her back, she used it to make her performances even more powerful. In the final round of Sunday Best, Luandria went head-to-head with Elder Goldwire McClendon, a talented and respected singer. Both contestants delivered unforgettable performances, and Luandria performed songs like I Love the Lord and In the Midst of It All. On June 20, 2010, she was announced as the winner of Sunday Best. This was a life-changing moment for her, marking the end of an incredible journey on the show. Her victory brought her national recognition, a recording contract, a new Ford Taurus, and a cash prize. God will open up the whole world for you, and souls are going to be saved. Winning Sunday Best opened many doors for Luandria. She now had a national platform, and more people knew her name. But with fame also came new challenges. The struggles she had faced before didn't just disappear, they became harder to handle because she was now a public figure. Focused on her talent over her well-being. In the past, churches had a way of handling leaders and singers who struggled openly with personal issues or mistakes. They were sat down or temporarily removed from their roles so they could take time to heal and find support. For Luandria, this approach might have been helpful. But today's churches often have different priorities. Many churches now seem more focused on talent and popularity than on the personal well-being of their members, especially if they are talented. She's hit rock bottom. She's not recording new music officially. She drinks a little, drinks a lot. She's an alcoholic. Luandria Johnson struggles publicly with alcohol addiction, which has sometimes spiraled out of control. Instead of receiving support to address her addiction, it seems that some people in the church used her talent to fill seats and entertain audiences despite her personal struggles. On the TV show Iyanla, Fix My Life, hosted by Iyanla Vanzant, Johnson opened up about her addiction. She shared how her drinking affected her life, describing times when she would have mimosas in the morning and even stronger drinks by the afternoon. She freely admitted her struggles, yet no one seemed to be there to help her, and her behavior began to attract attention for the wrong reasons. Her drinking problem was so severe that she was arrested for drunk driving, which eventually led her to make serious changes in her life. She was ordered by the court to wear an ankle monitor and spent 30 days in jail, which helped her stop drinking. She earned the nickname the Bad Girl of Gospel due to her drinking, her harsh criticism of church leaders, and her sometimes offensive language. I've been labeled the Bad Girl of Gospel because I was seen drinking. The last thing that I did that would be controversial to the church was be in my house on Periscope. 2014, it was more than just a night of singing and worship. It also provided food, clothes, and basic necessities to the homeless in Atlanta. This event was a big success and inspired her to create iProgress, an outreach program that gave out food, clothing, and Bibles every month to people who needed them. Luandria and her team often handed these essentials out near homeless shelters, showing her commitment to helping not only spiritually but physically. Many people also feel that Luandria has an unconventional approach to her ministry. From the start, her methods caught a lot of attention. She isn't afraid to step outside the church walls to reach people who might never walk into a church on their own. In many ways, her boldness to connect with those lost in life's struggles is commendable. She is reaching people who may have given up on church or feel they don't belong there. We could definitely use more people willing to go out and meet others where they are. However, some parts of Leandria's methods have raised eyebrows. For instance, she sometimes hands out condoms and cigarettes to people she meets on the streets, hoping this will help her build trust with prostitutes and drug addicts. While some folks understand her desire to make a connection, others find this approach difficult to accept. During an interview, a source disclosed that, from a faith perspective, these actions seem to go against what we are taught about Christ's power to heal and restore. Jesus reached people without compromising values or giving into actions that could harm others. He healed, raised, cleansed, and fed people without needing to adopt their behaviors. This is where I feel Leandria's approach is problematic, says the source. Her actions shocked the Christian community. A pastor also commented on it during an interview. He said, "While I can see her desire to be honest, I feel she may have missed the mark here. As a pastor, her role is not just to be real with people but to point them toward Christ. Her job is to show that, through her faith, she's been transformed by God's love and guidance." People look to leaders in faith for inspiration and for examples of how faith can change lives. Being open about one's struggles is valuable, but the focus should still be on Christ's power to heal and guide, not on the weaknesses that pull us away from that. It's because people allowed you to suffer in silence. They have allowed you, supported you, encouraged you, expected you to keep your mouth shut unless it was a benefit to them. I ain't on that committee, he continued. If Leandria's recent behavior in the video is a glimpse of how she leads her congregation, then there could be serious consequences. Her role as a pastor is to uplift and encourage others to follow Christ's teachings. By displaying actions that may not reflect a positive path, she risks confusing her followers. For non-believers who might watch her videos, they might misunderstand what being a person of faith is about. Faith is about showing growth, transformation, and hope. Leandria explained that she wasn't trying to support these habits but rather create a safe way to connect with people. Her goal was to share her own story, make faith relatable, and offer support without judgment. Some people she met through these methods even started attending church, grateful for her open and honest way of connecting with them. Recently, Leandria has faced backlash from the public. People have been talking about a video she posted online where she can be seen cursing and drinking. She titled it "Drunk in Love" and purposefully shared it on social media for all to see. When people criticized her actions, she defended herself, saying she just wanted to be real with her fans. She argued that showing her struggles, like cursing and drinking, proves that she's not fake, that she's just as flawed as everyone else. She wanted to show that no one is perfect and that we all make mistakes. "I was drunk when I met him. I was drunk when I married him. And I was drunk when I left. That just didn't work." Leandria Johnson recently shared big news with her fans: she is divorced again. In her recent social media post, Johnson shared her feelings with her fans, saying, "This woman right here is not perfect. This woman right here has and will make mistakes. This woman right here is now divorced." Yeah, you heard it. Johnson has faced many ups and downs in her life, and she isn't afraid to talk about them. Leandria Johnson's first marriage was a difficult experience. She got married when she was just 20 years old, and looking back, she feels she was too young to understand what marriage truly meant. She shared in a 2018 interview that, at the time, she was still a baby and only knew what she had seen from her parents and grandparents. Johnson's father didn't want her to marry her first husband, but she did anyway. In her words, "It was just all wrong." After the marriage ended, she promised herself that she wouldn't get married again. 20 years old when I first got married. Still a baby. I just got my ears pierced. What are you talking about? But life doesn't always go the way we plan. Johnson's second marriage also didn't work out. She admitted that she met her second husband while she was under the influence of alcohol, and the relationship didn't start off in a healthy way. She even said that she was drunk when they met, drunk when they married, and drunk when they split up. This marriage was also short-lived, and Johnson said, "It just didn't work." In 2014, Johnson surprised fans by introducing her then-husband, Forrest Walker, in an interview with James Ross. She called them gospel's new power couple, and they celebrated 1 year of marriage together. However, Johnson's latest announcement has left fans unsure if this recent divorce is from Walker or another relationship. It's unclear if she's referring to her separation from another ex-husband, Michael Underwood, which reportedly happened in August. Another incident sparked rumors when she performed at a gospel show while visibly pregnant. She later confirmed she was pregnant with her 4th child, and for the first time, this child was out of wedlock. Despite the negative attention, Johnson continued to perform and minister through her pregnancy. She didn't let the judgment stop her from doing what she loves. If I got on here on live and was saying something that wasn't the truth, I would understand. But I was speaking the truth, and I'm going to continue speaking it. LaAndria's relationship with the gospel community hit a breaking point during a Facebook Live session, where she openly shared her frustrations about the gospel industry. Her language was strong and full of expletives, surprising many of her fans and other gospel artists. This moment, filled with anger and honesty, quickly caused a backlash, and LaAndria lost a major performance spot at the Essence Festival. For her, this was about more than just one show. She was tired of feeling trapped in the expectations of the gospel world. During her live stream, LaAndria explained that she wanted to break free from the traditional image of a gospel singer. She believed she had the talent to be as successful as big names like Kirk Franklin, Mary, or even Beyoncé. But to reach that level, she felt pressured to act a certain way, which didn't sit well with her. She made it clear that she was done with trying to fit into the church's strict rules and expectations. She wouldn't change her personality or stop being herself, cuss words and all, just to fit in. Her honesty didn't go over well with everyone. Soon after, organizers of the Essence Festival, where she was scheduled to perform a tribute to gospel legend Audie Peoples, decided to cancel her spot. They felt her comments, especially those criticizing the church, went too far. But instead of apologizing, LaAndria stood her ground. She later posted an apology, clarifying that her harsh words were directed at the politics in the church, not the church itself or Christianity. She admitted that her use of curse words may have upset some of her fans, especially those who attend church regularly, and she expressed regret for her strong language. Still, she held firm that her criticism of the church's structure and politics was valid. Johnson's journey reminds us that we are all human, and life doesn't always go as planned. Her strength lies in her ability to keep moving forward, no matter what others think. In 2011, she released her first EP, The Awakening of LaAndria Johnson. This project marked the beginning of her career as a successful gospel singer. One of the songs on the album, Jesus, became a big hit, drawing even more attention to her talent. The song won her a Grammy Award for Best Gospel/Contemporary Christian Music Performance, showing just how far she had come.